हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू फॉरेक्स सैलरी चैनल और इस वीडियो में आपका स्वागत है। ये हमारा सेकंड एपिसोड है ट्रेडर पॉडकास्ट की सीरीज का और यहाँ पर हमारे साथ स्पेशल गेस्ट हैं मार्को ग्रेगोरिच। ही इज फ्रॉम क्रोएशिया। मार्को एफटीएमओ से फंडेड थे पर उनका अकाउंट ब्रीच हो गया, पर वो यहाँ पर बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी शेयर करते हैं, उनका एक्सपीरियंस इवन फ्रॉम अ फेलियर ही एक्सेप्ट दैट ही फेल्ड इट, और कैसे वो अपना एक्सपीरियंस यहाँ पर शेयर कर रहे हैं, क्या लर्न कर सकते हैं आप। और यहाँ पर वो स्टिल ट्राई कर रहे हैं फंडिंग ट्रेडिंग के लिए। वो ट्रेडर्स को मेंटर भी करते हैं, इनकी कम्युनिटी है, उनका चैनल भी है। तो इस इंटरव्यू से आपको काफ़ी इंसाइट्स मिलेंगी एक ट्रेडिंग के लिए कि किस तरीके से आप ट्रेडिंग में प्रोग्रेस कर सकते हैं इवन फ्रॉम अ बिगिनर लेवल, और कैसे आप ग्रो कर सकते हैं। तो गाइज लिसन दिस इंटरव्यू, इट वाज अ रियली नाइस एक्सपीरियंस फॉर मी एज वेल। और अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आप किसी ट्रेडर को यहाँ पर इस पॉडकास्ट में बुलाना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज कमेंट में मुझे बताइए कि किस ट्रेडर को आप यहाँ पर इस पॉडकास्ट सीरीज में देखना चाहेंगे, भले ही वो इंटरनेशनल हो या इंडिया से हो। तो अगर आप यहाँ पर पहली बार हैं इस चैनल पर तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब द चैनल, और चलिए चलते हैं वीडियो में। Hello, guys. This is our second episode of Trader Podcast Journey. In our this podcast, we have a second guest, a very special guest. He's FTMO funded trader, and he's also running his YouTube channel. So, welcome, Marco. Welcome to Forex Salary Channel. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm also doing good. So, just if you can give us a brief introduction about you, because many of the traders, maybe my audience doesn't know about you. If you can describe yourself, where are you from, how you started, and everything. Just a brief introduction, and then we can start.
Sure. So I'm Marko from Croatia. I run a YouTube channel, basically a trading YouTube channel. It's called Marko's Trading Journey. I have been putting videos on there for like, I think 1 or 2 years now. And I started trading in 2021. So that's when I got serious. I opened I would say a nice amount of money with a live account. And before that, I was kind of dabbling in crypto, a little bit in Forex, never had a profitable strategy, just gambling, let's say. So yeah, really got serious in 21 and started doing challenges as well. I'm no longer FTMO funded. I was, but then I breached the drawdown. So now I'm trying to get it back. I'm basically doing still phase one. And yeah, now focused on that live account, focused on the challenges as well, and focused on building up the YouTube channel. I do have a trading community, so it's all in on trading, trying to really grow my audience, grow my capital, and just becoming a better trader every year.
Okay, great. So, are you funded with any other firm, not from FTMO, or you're doing your own trading, your own fund?
So currently, I'm not funded with anyone. Basically, I'm focusing on that live account I have, which is a pretty good size, but alongside of it, I am doing currently FTMO. I have Alpha Capital in phase two, and I'm doing DarwinX as well. So I really like the DarwinX Zero platform. It takes a longer time to get funded. I would say a lot longer, but once you're funded, it is much more, let's say, safer, and you're guaranteed to actually get a payout because DarwinX is really, they really know their stuff when it comes to legislation and how to handle the regulatory side of it, how to actually connect the investors with the traders. So it's a much better, much safer option. Their dashboard is great as well. So yeah, that looks really nice for now. And that's kind of the main goal, have the live account, which is my focus, and then slap on all of these prop accounts and the DarwinX on a trade copier, put it in the background, keep it running.
Okay, yeah, I think they are based on you get the investor when you are proving the strategy, and the investor come and then you can grow.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, good idea. Okay, I know that, from your success, many people learn and admire, but I think the best thing you can learn from your mistakes. So, as you said, you breached your account in FTMO. So, maybe just share with the traders what the mistakes you did and what other people can learn from that. So, it will be a good, interesting story.
So, yeah, the FTMO, I remember it was 2022, and I passed the phase one and phase two all in 1 month, basically. There was a huge month of April on 2022, and I got a lot of profit, like 20% on my personal account. That enabled me to pass the FTMO, and I was over the moon. I was very happy, very ecstatic. But unfortunately, after April, the market conditions switched from trending. I'm a trend trader. At least I was a trend trader then. and then the losses came. So the losses came, and I wasn't prepared for the losses. I had, I think, a 24 trade losing streak, and I was risking
Oh.
0.5% on the FTMO
Mm-hmm.
account. So I blew it. And right as I blew it, I started getting back up from drawdown on my personal account. The main
Mm-hmm.
mistake there was one or two trades in August of 22, like big winners, 10% winners, which I missed. Okay, so I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't prepared. I didn't do my back testing. I didn't really watch the markets at that time. I was kind of on vacation on the seaside,
Mm-hmm.
and those big trades just kind of flew by me, and that was a tough time. That was, I would say, the hardest time I had during my trading career, when I missed
Mm-hmm.
out on that 15 to 20%. Again, I would have kept the FTMO, would have gotten a nice payout as well,
Mm-hmm.
and that would have really accelerated my trading journey. But it is what it is. It's just part of the game. Maybe I'm even
Yeah.
better off because I went through it, because then I really got into the data, got into the backtesting, saw exactly why I missed out of those two big winners, and why I got a 24 trade losing streak. So I managed to let's say fix it and not let it come to that point again.
Okay. Well, 24 losing trades, that's a big streak. Means like, okay, I can imagine 4 to 5 years. So were you thinking about your strategy? Means is it like 24 trades? Is it means you're still trusting on that and you're risking very low, 0.5%. So how
Yeah,
about
so
that?
actually it wasn't consecutive losses, but it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of 10 losses, and then I got the 5% winner, so I went to minus 5%. Then I got another 10 losses, then I got a 2% winner. So it was like the maximum drawdown of that time was 24%, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't consecutive. All right. So it was tough to watch, but
Mm-hmm.
because at that point my strategy had a really low win rate, like 20 to 30%,
Okay.
and actually having a maximum drawdown of 24% or 24 trades, if you're risking 1%, it's kind of gonna be possible. It's
Okay.
definitely possible with that lower win rate. So that
Yeah.
was also one of my goals after that point, to increase the win rate. So
Okay.
now I have a range bound entry, which has like a 50% plus win rate. I have some other trending entries with a higher win rate as well,
Mm-hmm.
which make the drawdowns much better. So that's
Okay.
something I learned. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're saying the winning percent is 30, 40%, so your risk to reward must be higher, more than 1:2, yes? You were keeping
Oh
that.
yeah, the risk to reward was like 1 to 10.
1 to
Uh,
10, okay.
yeah, it was it was out
Okay.
there. It was 1 to 5, 1 to 8, 1 to 10. I even had a trade 1 to 25 happen
Oh,
in January of 2023. Yeah, that was the biggest trade I took. It's all down to the trade management. So I
yes.
use a trailing trade management. I use a trailing stop loss, and that really
Mm-hmm.
enables me to maximize the winners. So
Okay.
to hit those large risk to rewards. But again, the win rate goes down. So it's
Yeah,
not, yeah, you know.
yeah, it can compensate it. Even if 1:10, if you are having an average, even 6, 7, 8 trade is okay if you're losing it. It's just about the mindset. You have to accept, okay, I'm losing it, but I still trust on my strategy. Now it makes sense that you were on a 24 trades, it was a losing one. But it's
Yeah.
still, thanks for being honest. You're sharing this story. At least many people doesn't share about their losing. They just talk about the winning. But this is like the great learning lesson. Even you learn from your mistakes, and I also do that. Whatever mistakes, my losing trades teach me a lot rather than my winning trades, because we remember them a lot.
So
Great.
what's your win rate?
So minimum means like I keep it like 1.5 minimum. That's the minimum requirement. It can
Mm-hmm.
go 1:2, 1:3. But my winning rate, well, like 50 to 60%, it
Oh,
has to
that's
be
great.
win racing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
So yeah. So good. So you said about, yeah, you started in 21. So but why trading? How you started? How, so who introduced you? Means like how this trading bug got you?
So it all started with crypto.
Okay.
Bitcoin 2017 or 2018. I think
Mm-hmm.
I got a YouTube video describing how you can make a lot of money if you
Mm-hmm.
invest in some sort of a scam. You remember Bitconnect, maybe?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Bitconnect that
Okay.
popped up, and then
Uh,
I was really young, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make some extra money. Let me
uh-huh.
put in some cash into this Bitconnect thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then that didn't end well. It blew up, so I did lose some money there. I was still very young, so it was only like a couple of $100, but it
Uh-huh.
got the trading bug into me because supposedly we were investing in a Bitcoin trading bot.
Mm-hmm.
So after I lost that money, I started to research, well, how can you trade Bitcoin? How can you actually make money from trading? And then I switched from crypto to Forex because
Okay.
Bitcoin was getting very stagnant, not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
movement. It just
Mm-hmm.
dropped.
Mm-hmm.
In 2018, it just crashed like 60 or
Yeah,
70%.
I was sleeping for a long time.
Yeah. But my first ever experience with Bitcoin was when I was like in high school, maybe second year of high school. I wanted to go on some gambling sites online, but you
Hmm.
couldn't sign up if you didn't have an ID with 18 plus. So I bought
Okay.
Bitcoin, and then you can sign up for crypto gambling
Hmm.
sites. So that was the first experience, and I'm so mad that I didn't hold the Bitcoin from then, because I had like a couple of, not Bitcoins, but a part of Bitcoin for that
Yeah.
gambling site, and I just lost it all basically on that
Okay.
on that casino. So if I just held it, I would be in a great position right now. But it is what it is.
Okay. And then you switched to Forex.
Yeah, basically. So after 2018, 2019, I went into Forex.
Hmm.
And then in Forex, I looked at all of the trading communities. I joined
Hmm.
forexsignals.com, I believe it was.
Uh-huh.
And it was good. It was good for beginners. It was definitely a lot of learning material, but you never got a concrete strategy, which is something I didn't like. They never
Okay.
gave you like a step-by-step learning plan, or like trade this, don't trade that. You basically got the basics. So
Okay.
that really did not make me profitable. And
Hmm.
after that, I did join a guerrilla trading community.
Okay.
And that's where I actually learned to trade. That was kind of the turning point. That was in January of 21. They had a
Hmm.
concrete strategy, concrete approach, and that's where I really learned most of what I know now, right?
Okay. Guerrilla trading from the UK. I think many FTMO traders are like funded from them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guerrilla trading from the UK. They were
Yeah.
they were the biggest at that point. Like during
Hmm.
COVID, they were
Hmm.
really, really big. And I saw a couple of FTMO interviews from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I decided to join, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did
Okay.
because I really learned a lot there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to come to the next question, but you already answered. So you had a mentor there. So these were the
Yeah.
two mentors, means like earlier Forex Signal, and then you had it Guerrilla Trading, and that's you kept going and involving yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, basically my first mentor was Mark Bennell in Forex
Hmm.
Signals. I listened to him a lot. And
Okay.
then in guerrilla trading it was Josh.
Hmm.
So those are the two guys I really learned a lot from about trading. And yeah, I was really focused on following exactly what they did. So my goal was to like mimic exactly what they are doing, right?
Okay. So
Yeah.
can you just give a overview, maybe not in detail? So how do you trade? What is your like strategy? Are you a price actions or
Mm-hmm.
ICT? Because there are many things going on. So if you can give a brief overview about
Sure. So basically, I'm trading only on the 1 hour chart. I
it.
don't go lower. I don't go higher. I don't
Okay.
look at any news events,
Hmm.
only NFP. So I
Okay.
don't trade on an NFP Friday, and I trade only price action, only candles, no indicators, no nothing, just the 1 hour chart, just the pure reading of the candles. And that's about it. I look for momentum.
Uh-huh.
So I am a momentum trader. I look for large moves in the market, and then I get in, follow the trend. Or nowadays, I do also look for fake outs because
Okay.
of the range bound entry. So I look for the price faking out, similar to, let's say,
Mhm.
ICT, SMC, something like that, right?
Okay. Okay. So you're trading on a 1 hour. So how many pairs you keep in your
Mhm.
basket? So you trade every day or like that?
So only six currency pairs.
Okay.
And my methodology is to really focus and master six currency pairs and not look at anything else. So those are
Okay.
the Euro US dollar, Euro
Hmm.
Japanese yen, Aussie US
Okay.
dollar, Aussie Japanese yen, Pound US dollar, and the New Zealand Japanese yen. Only those six, and I know them pretty good. I mean, I have
Okay.
really mastered Euro US dollar, Aussie US dollar, and I'm still kind of working on the other ones, but I think I'm pretty good with them, I would say.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. It means like master something, at least limited things, and then go over it. So like master of one rather than jack of all trade. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
Okay.
approach. But I know some traders who trade 30 instruments. They trade the
Yes.
S&P, they trade gold, they trade all of the Forex pairs. And if that suits their personality, that's great. I just think it's much simpler and easier to start with one pair and then add like five more to have
Yeah.
six total, right?
Yeah, exactly. It means like it depends on the time frame. If you are 1 hour, it's just ideal situation for you to six pair. If you're going swing trading 4 hour, like or even daily, then you need more pairs. Otherwise, you will not get more setups. And
Yeah.
if you go to scalping, I think one or two pair is enough. You don't need to go more pairs.
Yep.
So that's a good approach you had it. But what about the sessions? Means you keep it like either you trade every time or you trade any session or a particular session. Do you have something in mind?
So that's when it gets a bit tricky because I
Hmm.
do like to trade through the night as well. Uh,
Okay.
So I start
Through the
trading
night means the European time, yeah.
European time. Yeah,
Okay.
basically I'm similar to London time.
Okay.
London time +1. That's my time zone.
Okay.
I start trading at 8 a.m. on a Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and I stop trading 5 p.m. London time on a Friday.
Okay.
And I will wake up during the night if I expect a setup forming. Now, usually
Okay.
I will know at midnight if a setup is going to form because, again, it's the hourly chart. I need at least 3 to 4 hours for the whole setup to form.
Mm-hmm.
If it forms, I'll wake up, execute the trade if it's good, and just go back to sleep. So that's how I do it. How often do I need to wake up? I would say 1 week of the month can be active. So let's say 1 week of the month, I may need to wake up 2 or 3 days because I'm seeing some nice trends. But so the 3 other weeks of the month, I'm just sleeping through because nothing is really happening in the markets.
So it's like a pre-plan. It's like during the day you think, okay, this can be formed, and you are keep observing it. If in the night, if it's happened, then you take a trade. Otherwise, and if nothing during the day, then you don't need to wake up. Is it like?
Well, I just look at the charts before I go to sleep at midnight. If I see that there is no trends, nothing forming, no high probability price action, just go to sleep for 8 hours. If I see a trend or if I see a large momentum, then I'll wake up, let's say at 4 in the morning, right?
4 in
Just
the
for
morning. Okay.
yeah, just for 5 or 10 minutes, check the charts, see if there's anything forming, place a trade, and go back to sleep.
So
And
you
that's all
don't.
up to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that's all up to the trader because some traders don't need to wake up. Like we have traders trading on the 1 hour chart, and not everyone wakes up during the night. But for me, I want to maximize all of the setups I take because I'm a mentor as well. I want to really be on the edge. I want to take every single setup that fits the plan. So it's not a requirement, but it's always nice to catch those nice trending setups. Yeah.
Okay. So it's about like what is your day routine? Means like are you means like following all the time? How much time you devote to the charts? Means like watching the charts or sitting in front of the computer?
So basically, I would say per day, it's around 1 to 2 hours of chart
Okay.
work.
Okay.
So I have a smartwatch which beeps. I wake up, let's say 9 a.m. in the morning, have the smartwatch, it beeps on top of every hour, 1 minute before the hourly candle close. And then I open the phone, check the charts. If there is something, execute a trade. If there is nothing, close the charts and go on with the day. I do a bit of backtesting, not every single day because I have other commitments as well. But I would say most days, especially when I'm learning a new entry, I do 45 minutes of backtesting per day. That's kind of my goal. And I do a market forecast. So when I wake up, go to the PC, analyze all of the 6 pairs, write down exactly what I'm seeing for every pair. Just helps to prepare me for the markets and not miss any setups like I did in 22, right? That's what I learned from when I had the big losing streak, that I wasn't regularly forecasting. I wasn't being prepared for what is happening in the markets. That's why having a daily forecast is extremely important, I would say.
Yeah. So you do in advance in like a weekly or daily? You do daily, yes, or not in advance on a weekend?
You mean the chart or?
Yes, chart like the forecast you're saying about.
The forecast is only on the hourly chart.
Okay, but every
But
day you do it. You do
every
it on
day.
every day.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Means okay. Before London open for you, or it can be in the night, yeah?
It can be, I usually do my forecast at around 10, 11 a.m. London
Okay.
time, right?
Okay.
So it
Okay.
doesn't really matter. I can do it in the afternoon, I can do it in the morning. It's really important to just do it once per day, just
Okay.
to keep fresh with the
Okay.
markets. Yeah.
So you said it takes only 1 hour. So what keeps you busy? You have I know you also already mentioned that you have mentorship. So what keeps you busy apart from that?
So apart from that, I do try to keep my day really busy with outside activities, let's say. So yeah, I do run a YouTube channel, which means I'm going to be filming videos. I do have the trading community, which means I'm going to be helping traders in there, having Zoom calls. So that takes, I would say, around 4 to 5 hours per day, right?
Okay.
So it's like I try to keep it up to an 8 hour workload per day with
Okay.
all the trading stuff included, right? And after, let's say I do all that, I go to the gym, I go to boxing, and I sometimes read a book, but most of the time I'm just watching the TV and going out with friends, with the girlfriend. So just like regular stuff everyone does.
Okay. Yeah. So at least you are keeping yourself busy, not all the time just sitting in the front of the computer. But you mentioned about you have a watch, you have a telephone. Means like, so is it not a temptation to watch more, or you close the trades on a telephone? Because I know some traders they delete the telephone app because it makes them like tempted to check it all the time again and again. How you control that emotion?
So I would say it only takes experience to get rid of that. I
Mm-hmm.
used to have that problem, especially when I was just starting in my first year. I was really watching the charts all of the time, especially if I was in a trade. I'm gonna be opening MetaTrader every 20 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was not healthy. But with experience and by just going through like up till now, I think I took at least 300 or 400 trades live, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you get to that point, it kind of gets boring and you have been through all of the emotions for, let's say, 300 times. So it's no longer, the emotional charge is no longer that big to kind of needing to open the phone. So for anyone struggling with that, I would just say get some experience, keep executing the trades, and with time, it's definitely going to get better. It's going to get boring just checking the charts
Yeah, yeah.
every couple of minutes. So yeah, just stick through it and make sure you're not making any mistakes. But if you find yourself monitoring the charts really often, it's gonna get better with time, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, true, true. You also mentioned about that you don't trade on news, you just keep tracking on NFP and you avoid that. So you are
Mhm.
pure technical based trader, not a fundamental trader.
Yeah, only technicals, zero
Okay.
fundamentals, only the chart, 1 hour, no indicators, no news, and but I can see the news printing on the charts, right?
Yeah, yes.
So when I see a major news event, it usually looks like a huge candle, has a
Mm,
huge wick on the upside, huge wick on the downside, and I know what is the probabilities of the trend continuing or the price ranging around. I know exactly what I need to see after a news candle for me to be looking for a trade, right?
mhm. Okay, so means like, okay, you're trading on 1 hour and some, okay, not NFP, some interest rate decision is coming on and you already in a trade. So how you manage it
Mhm.
means like you keep running it or you close it before, how you have you
Mhm.
manage the trade?
So if it is NFP and if I'm in a trade, it all depends on is the current price close to my stop loss. If the
Hmm.
current price is, let's say, 15 pips away from my stop loss, I'm going to manually close the trade.
Hmm.
If the current price is 50 pips or 60 pips away from the stop loss, I'm definitely going to keep managing the trade even through NFP. The reason
Okay.
is NFP spreads expand, volatility is very high, you get a huge amount of movement. So it's very
Hmm.
easy to get taken out for even more than you initially risk, right?
Yeah.
That's why I want to close the trade if it's near the stop loss, but if it's not, I'll usually let it run.
Okay. And what is your strategy for like, okay, for entry you to some confluence level, but for exit, how you exit the trades?
Pure mechanical trailing stop loss. So
Okay.
purely mechanical, there is zero discretion in it. I know
Hmm.
exactly how to move the stop loss, and I know exactly. Well, I don't know when I will be taken out, but
Hmm.
there is nothing I can do about it, right? The price,
Mhm.
the market will automatically take me out because of that mechanical trailing stop loss rule.
Okay. Is it based on the swing high, swing low over one
Exactly.
hour?
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
Just basically moving it as the price keeps going up, just
Hmm.
moving it under the lows. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, but the one more thing, yeah, you said it
Mhm.
only 1 hour. So many traders they keep the higher picture in mind, what is going on a higher time frame. So you don't want to look at that like, okay, what's going on a higher or 4 hour daily, or you just get it everything from 1 hour. Yeah.
Well, my goal was always to have the freedom of time. My
Mm-hmm.
goal was always to be able to trade on my phone. And if I'm going to employ the 4 hour and the daily, well, then it's going to get a bit complicated if I need to check the 4 hour and the daily on the phone.
Yeah.
But by only sticking to the 1 hour, it's just opening the phone. 1 minute, it takes me to go through all of the six of the pairs. On the
Yeah.
1 hour chart, I don't need to click anything else. I know I don't need to write down anything on the chart. The screen is pretty small, right? So it's much
Yeah.
better to have only one chart open.
Yeah.
That's my goal, and that's why I'm sticking to the 1 hour simplicity and the freedom of time.
Yeah, exactly. Because it looks like that you are a very rule-based person and you follow them. Because many people, okay, it's good to have rules, but they don't follow it. But if you
Hmm.
make the rules and you follow it, definitely you will sooner or later you see the results.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just a saying, if you make the rules, rules will make you. And that's I
Hmm.
see that you make the rules. Okay, I will not watch any other time frame. I will just watch this time frame. These are six pair, and that's it. And you keeping it like, and then you see the results sooner or later.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, I was like not following the rules, right?
Mhm.
As every trader, but then with time, I learned how to stick to the rules, and I learned exactly why I should not deviate from, let's say, the trade management rule or only the 1 hour chart or looking at the news. So
Mhm.
it's all about experiencing the bad things in trading, right?
Yeah.
Like your mistakes. When you make a mistake, it's gonna be a bad feeling. But the key between a successful trader and a losing trader is how you deal with, let's say, hard times and bad emotions. So when you make a mistake, when you're in drawdown, what do you do? Do you quit or do you work on your trading? Do you keep following the plan and do you persist? I would say that's the main difference between a winning and a losing trader. It's persistence and dealing with tough times.
But sometimes you get the psychology, like emotions. Sometimes they don't know why they are not following the rules. So how have you overcome from that?
So can you explain it a bit more? I'm
Yes,
not sure I follow.
because okay, so I have rules. I make those rules and I have to do it. But again, I'm either closing the trades, I'm getting out. Okay, trade is going on in profitable, and I
Mm-hmm.
should keep it 1:3. But it's just about to close. I am quitting it earlier. I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
the profit which can give me 1:3. I'm just taking out 1.5, 1:2. So
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
rule was 1:3, but I'm taking out earlier
Ah,
profits.
okay. So I would highly recommend checking out The Mental Game of Trading. It's
Hmm.
like a book, but it's more a workbook, which you
Okay.
can go through all of the trading psychological mistakes a
Okay.
trader can make, and
Hmm.
you can write down exactly why you keep doing the same mistakes, how to fix those mistakes, and it will help you tremendously. So for anyone that's
Okay.
struggling with their psychology, I would definitely recommend checking out The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. I went
Okay.
through the book, I think, 2 or 3 times,
Hmm.
wrote down exactly my trading mistakes, why I keep making them, how I can stop making them, and it helped a lot. It was very good. So I would
Oh,
highly recommend that, or you can go to Mark Douglas, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So you can check him out, some videos online. It's all free. That's a very good resource as well.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning this mental game. I will put the screenshot there. I
Hmm.
never heard about this one also. Mike Douglas, I know. So it will be good. So another question I wanted to come on that, yeah, any particular book you read or something, because you said you are reading, you are reading time when you have a free time you read. So this is one of the book. What are other books which helps you apart from mental game?
Hmm. So I don't read trading books currently.
Mm-hmm.
I used
Mm-hmm.
to read them a lot. So I would say a good one is definitely, again, The Mental Game of Trading, just for working on your psychology. But if you're just starting out and you don't really believe in trading, that it really works, you maybe think it's a scam like I thought in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. I didn't think
Mm-hmm.
you can actually make money in the financial markets. I would recommend reading the book One Good Trade
Okay.
and the playbook by Mike Bellafiore, I believe.
Bellifer, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
SMB Capital, yeah.
he runs S&B Capital, and in
Mm-hmm.
those books he tells exactly how his traders beat the markets consistently, and that to me proved that it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a scam and you can actually make money in the financial markets. So those two books really opened my eyes. And then you have, of course, Mark Douglas. Anything from him is going to be amazing. So
Yeah.
those are the best books I can recommend.
Sure, these are pure gem. Both of them, Mike Douglas and this Mike Bellafiore. Yeah, I read also the two books. Yeah, Playbook. I'm still in the middle. I'm just still reading it. Indeed, it's a good book.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So you said, yeah, 1 hour, 6 pairs. So how many trades you take in a day or in a week or in a month? How it looks?
So on average, it is 1 to 3 trades per week, and it
Mm-hmm.
is 4 to 12 trades per month.
Okay.
Yeah, so I try to keep it 1 to 3 per week because, again, freedom of time and simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
That means I don't have to be on the screen all the time. Some days markets are really slow, really range bound. That means I'm gonna be out of the house if I want. I can hit the gym whenever I want. So it's all about keeping it simple and not over trading, because I know some traders like to be, let's say, scalpers, and then they
Mm-hmm.
take 5 to 10 trades per day, and in a month they blow their account
Yeah.
because it's just the trade frequency is too much, the psychological pressure is too much as well. They're glued to the charts,
Mm-hmm.
and their edge is not that good. I would, on the 1 minute especially, I would say the higher time frame you go, the better edge you have.
Yeah.
Why? Well, first, commission and the spreads. The 1 hour
Mm-hmm.
chart has much lower commission and much lower spreads. So you're automatically going to be making more money. And the second reason is that the economic moves in Forex, the trends, they usually last a long time on the higher time frames. On the 1 minute, they're not that convincing, I would say. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
Okay.
they're much stronger on the higher time frames. On the 1 minute, it's a lot more unpredictable and harder.
Okay. Well, you said one is to three trades. So can it be in one day also, or it has
Yeah,
to
for
be?
sure. I
Yeah,
have
it
had
needs.
a day where I took 5 trades on 5 of the currency pairs that I trade. So a setup formed at the same time on 5 different currency pairs in one day.
Okay.
And I just had to follow the plan. I had to execute. So that was a day where I took the most trades. That was
Okay.
interesting.
But is it like, okay, you said Euro USD you trade, GBP USD trade. It's like a kind of a sister pair. So are you not increasing the risk in the same direction?
Well, yes, I am, because it's all connected to the dollar, let's say.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, I know how I backtested them, and I backtested every single currency pair separately, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't want to mess with the probabilities, if I want to transfer my backtesting results to my live trading results, I need to take every single setup that fits my plan, right?
Okay.
Because I can't pick, okay, Euro US dollar and the pound US dollar are forming at the same time. Which one is better? I
Mm-hmm.
cannot make a decision because that's not how I have backtested my strategy. So I just have to execute both and pray for the best, right? But it usually
Okay.
works out well.
Okay, so you are seeing two setup, Euro USD, GBP USD, similar kind of setup. You will take both of them, yeah.
Yep, I have to. Yeah.
So you don't consider like that. People consider currency strength, like okay, maybe Euro is strengthening or GBP is strengthening. So you don't consider about them.
No, I don't look at any sort of correlation between them. I trade
Okay.
them like completely separate instruments, right?
Okay, good. That's a good analogy. It's like yeah, you're keeping the rules. That's a good thing. It's like it's not about you're not stick to the money. I think you are more stick to the process now. Which I am understanding. It's like okay,
Yeah,
it's as per the system. I have to take it. Is it saying the system is saying I have to take it? Whether doesn't mean it's the loss or profit and no emotions. Yeah.
yeah. So I would say my actual goal, I know I said my goal is to build capital. It
Mm-hmm.
definitely is, but my number one goal is to build a good track record, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to have that live account for a few years, have a nice profitable year every single time, and have good drawdowns, good months as well. So just build a good track record. And in order to do that, I need to focus on the process and not the money, right? So track record comes first. Second comes the money from the live account. And third is going to be profit.
Okay, good. And what about the days? Means you prefer some days you trade or some days you don't prefer? Is this something in your strategy?
Monday and Tuesday, I don't really like for the trending entries. So I have found that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are the best to execute some trending entries. On Monday and Tuesday, I usually like to stick to my range bound entry, right?
Okay.
What's the reason for that? Well,
Uh-huh.
most of the movement, most of the news, most of the economic policies are being announced later in the week
Yeah.
on a Thursday. So
Mhm.
Thursdays are my best days for trending entries, definitely.
So you analyze, like I think FTMO analyze that when you pass it, they give you analysis, okay, which pairs, which
Mm-hmm.
trades, and which time frame and session. So according to that, you see it, okay, Thursday is better for me, Friday is not, or this pair is better, or this pair is not. So you track them, yeah?
Exactly. I have a good detailed trade journal in
Mm-hmm.
Notion,
Mm-hmm.
and I write down exactly for each trade which day it happened, right? And when I filter Thursday, it gives me the highest percent.
Okay.
So that's how I do it. I highly recommend for anyone that has a trade journal, monitor the day that you took the trade, and then later on, either in Excel or in Notion, you can filter out all of the Thursday trades or Friday trades and see which days works best for you, right? Because
Okay.
Mondays and Tuesdays have not been really the best for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually choppy, range bound, slower. Yeah.
So you don't trade Monday, Tuesday.
Well, I do trade them, but only if there's like a 10 out of 10 no-brainer, right?
Okay,
For my
okay.
trending entries. But for my range bound entries,
Uh-huh.
I do like to execute on a Monday or Tuesday because I expect the range, right?
Good. So you already mentioned about journal. That was my another question. So before I'm asking you already giving the answer about them, that's a good thing. So journal, you said it. You do the journal.
Yep.
How often you do it? Means are you doing daily basis or are you doing weekly basis?
So basically, I journal. Once I take a trade, I put it in the journal and I do a pre-trade notes, right?
Okay.
And I do a post-trade notes. The
Mm-hmm.
pre-trade notes I write down right before I take a trade. I write
Okay.
down how am I feeling? Am I confident? Do I have doubts? What do I like about the trade? What do I dislike? And I give it a grade. So
Okay.
1 to 10. That's something I learned from Mike Bellafiore in
Mm-hmm.
his book, The Playbook. I think they also grade their setups from
Mm-hmm.
A to B to C, something like that. I do it 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, write down why I'm taking the trade, give it a grade. Once the trade wins or loses, I do a post trade analysis. Just write down, did it fit the plan? Was it FOMO? Did I make a mistake? Did I see someone else take it? So that's the reason I took it. Basically, I write down anything I can gather out of that trade, right? And that's all of the journaling I do. I have a trade journal, and that's where I just write down all of the trades, all of the psychological analysis. That's about it. And I do have like a live journal, which I fill in maybe once per month. I just write down what's happening in my life, and trading is in there as well. So that's kind of it.
Live journal means like, is it accessible to public or what? Or is it
No,
for
no,
you?
no, like a personal journal, but about all of the things in my life, right?
Okay. Live journal. Okay, you mean live journal. Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
which
Great.
involves trading as well, because trading is a part of my life, so it makes sense.
So you're trading only one strategy, or you have, because you said you already also do back testing. Back testing is on the same setup, you are just keep testing it, or you are means like trying new strategy or something.
So nowadays, I'm backtesting new strategies.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't make much sense to go backtest my current strategy on old data because I went through so much data. I kind of remember where all of the trades are, especially the big winners. I know it on the top of my head. So it makes much more sense, and I gain a lot more value by backtesting new strategies. So currently, I am working on this range bound strategy on the Aussie US dollar
Okay.
and going through the last 3 years of data. So that's my current project. It's mostly done, still refining it a little bit. And that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna switch it to the Euro US dollar because, as I said, I kind of finished the Aussie US dollar. Now I need to look at another pair, see if it works on the Euro US dollar, last 3 years of data. And that's my next project.
Okay, so if you're testing on Aussie USD, or later you're testing on Euro USD, then you will not trade those strategies on other pairs, only for those two pairs, yes, where you
Yep,
tested it.
yep. Only the ones I tested. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna take that strategy and trade it on the, let's say, Euro Japanese yen because I just don't know the statistics. I don't know the data. I don't know if it works or not.
So what is your criteria for backtesting? If someone a new trader, he wants to backtest, he's developing new strategy. What should be the criteria for him? How many trades? What is the time frame? How you backtest it? And it should be in a plan for backtest.
Sure. So what I recommend, at least the last 3 years. It all depends on the time frame you're doing, but I would say at least the last 3 years, so 21, 22, 23, and basically pick a pair and just go first run, do the last 3 years, and do the second run as well. So that's what we recommend at Zentum Trading as well. We have like a step-by-step learning plan where we tell traders, okay, so start with one currency pair, start with the Aussie US dollar, focus on the last 3 years, do your first run, compare your trades to the trades that the mentors took, and then refine your plan and backtest the last 3 years again, right?
Okay.
So that's my best recommendation. Last 3 years, do at least minimum of 2 runs per currency pair.
Okay. And do you use any software for that, or TradingView is enough?
So I used to use Forex Tester, and that's great, but TradingView is a bit more simple to me, a bit faster. So currently I am using only TradingView. You can get the data for the last 3 years. Forex Tester is great because you can look at the last 15 years, which I also did. I went back to 2013, I believe, and then I backtested from 2013 to 2023 just to gain more confidence. And because my final thesis is on the topic of my trading strategy, so I had to grab a lot of data. But currently, for my current backtesting projects, I do use TradingView.
Okay, good. Okay, let's switch on some gears about the traders. Means like, okay, you talk about the strategy, testing, pairs, and everything, the basic stuff we cover it. What about, like, what do you think the key elements to become a successful trader? Means like, if you want to be a successful trader, at least this should be your checkpoints every time. Like, then you know that you are a successful trader. And
So
when do you think you become a successful trader? What was it, like a light bulb, like, okay, or it was when you realize it that, okay, I am in this league?
So I kind of would say that after 1 year of having live trading results and being in profit for that year, you can say that you're consistently profitable, right? So minimum 1 year of trading data, of a trading history on your live account. And if you're profitable, if you're making, let's say 5, 10, 15, 20% in that year, you can say that you're consistently profitable. That's a good sample size. And what makes a good trader, what makes a profitable trader is going to be persistence. So persistence and being open-minded, learning from the mistakes. I would say that's all you need because every single trader goes through the same hardships. So have FOMO, they keep missing setups, they over risk, they don't have a clearly defined strategy, they go into massive drawdowns. It happens to everyone, but it's all about how you react to those tough times, and if you keep learning, keep refining from your mistakes, or do you quit? Again, 95% of people quit, and 5% of traders actually persist, they improve, they backtest, they adjust their approach, and in the end, they do become successful. But also, trading is like getting a college degree. So it's not going to happen in a few months. College degrees take anywhere from 3 to 5 years, right? If you want to be an engineer, it's going to take minimum 5 years. So you should treat trading as a college degree and give it a few years to become successful, right?
Yeah, correct. Truly said. Also about the prop firm industry, means like a new trader, either they should start with their own account or should go with the prop firms. What's your initial comment?
So I would recommend you first open a demo account. That's your best bet. It's free. Open a demo account with any broker. I think most of them offer it.
Yeah.
And just see how you do, right? And then once you are confident in your strategy, open a small live account, let's say $500 to $1,000. You don't need anything more than that. Then start with minimum lots, keep executing. Once you have, let's say, 3 months of profitable trading results, you can bump up the risk, right? Then you can bump it up to, let's say, 1% of that $1,000. And if you can prove on that small live account that you're making money not every single month, but let's say in a couple of months, preferably a year. As I said, if you have 1 year of consistent results, then that's really, really good. So once you get that confidence, once you get those results in live trading, then I would say start taking on challenges, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
exactly. But this is the very challenging time for the prop firm industry. How do you recognize? It's like I also lost some my accounts. I hope also, I don't know about you if you lost also. And so how do you select it? It means you are putting efforts, you're trading, you pass the channel, later you know that firm is not exist anymore.
So yeah, my Forex funds was kind of a problem, but
Yes.
I lost that account, but I did manage to get the money back, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Using the chargeback process, it was
Yeah.
a challenge account still. So I
Mm-hmm.
just contacted the bank, told them that I basically got scammed, and fortunately they were able to return the money to me. Nowadays, I'm focusing on the firms I trust the most.
Okay.
So I would say it's a big mistake to try and go for the cheaper pro firms, trying to save money. It's best to go with the top dogs. So FTMO is number one, of course. They are very expensive, but you get what you pay for.
Yes.
5%ers, very good as well, but they have stricter rules, right? It's a bit harder to pass a 5%ers account. And then you have Alpha Capital. I kind of like them. They are pretty new, so I am a little bit skeptical. But so far, they have been pretty good to me. Everything was pretty smooth. The trading conditions are nice as well, the spreads. So FTMO number one, 5%ers number two, Alpha Capital number three. The rest of them, I don't really trust.
Okay.
Maybe Fund Engineer, but they have been in a lot of trouble in the last couple of months. So I'm going to be a bit more patient with that. So yeah, that's my view. And Darwin X, of course, Darwin X Zero. That should be number one, to be honest.
Okay, but you it's like you do parallel trading, means that you're running 2 or 3 accounts simultaneously or going with many firms, or you just trade only one account at once
Yeah, so currently I'm doing FTMO and Alpha Capital,
together.
and I'm looking to get one more prop firm on the trade copier. I'm looking into the fund engineer. Why is that? Well, to spread out the risk. If one goes down, I still have two left, right?
Okay.
If Alpha Capital goes down, I still have FTMO. Or if FTMO goes down, I still have Alpha and Darwin X and maybe Fund Engineer. So just I keep buying, let's say, 50K accounts from different companies.
Okay, I think I lost you in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it cut out a little.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so my question was also towards like if you have 2 accounts running, means like are you taking simultaneously trades in 2 accounts, or you take okay, first trade in this account, second trade in this account, or you are running them together? Means like okay, today I will trade in both of them. Whatever trade I'm running those 2 accounts, I will take trades in both of them. Is it like that?
So I use a trade copier, Traders Connect, the best trade copier out there. And I just put in my live account as the master, and I just put all of the challenges and the fund accounts on a trade copier that follow the master. So every single trade I take on the master account is gonna get copied over to the challenge account, right?
Okay.
So I just trade all of them at the same time, basically.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it has to be the same account size, yes? It is not like that you will be keeping different account size there.
No, you can do whatever you want, but for me, it just makes financial sense to keep buying the 50K ones right
Mm-hmm.
now. But for the trade copier, you can have a 100K account, a free 100K account. It doesn't really matter. Like my friends Nico and Griff, they have, I think, 1 million in capital each.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like 4 companies that they have accounts from, and it's a no problem. Everything goes smoothly. The trade copier handles everything. And also, a great thing about a trade copier, you have something called the equity protection rule, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That means when the account equity hits a certain level, the trade copier will automatically close all trades. So
Okay.
if I have a 100K challenge with a 10% target and I have a trade running, the trade copier will automatically close it once it reaches 100K, 110,
Mm-hmm.
right? When the
Yeah.
equity reaches 110, then it's automatically going to close it and I'm going to pass the phase one. So I don't
So,
have to manually watch it.
mm-hmm.
It's done automatically.
And also tweaking your risk. For example, I have a 10K account, I have a 20K, 50K account, and 100K is my master account. So if I am taking trade in 100K accounts, all the trade will be tweaking according to the risk as per the different account size. Yes.
Yep. So it's the
Yeah.
setting called multiply by balance.
Okay.
That means if I risk 1% on my master account,
Mm-hmm.
the trade copier will risk 1% on every other slave account.
Okay.
It does all of the calculations automatically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a good
Yep.
software. So yeah, what about also the futures? Means like now the trend is shifting in the industry. Many traders are going to the future prop firms. Are you thinking about also shifting to them, or what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I looked into the futures prop firms.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I'm not from the US. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're from the US, that's your only legal option is to
Yes.
go with a futures prop firm. But for me, since I'm in the EU, I can
Mm-hmm.
stick to the Forex prop firms. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like the futures prop firms. The reason is they're so hard to pass. You have a lot of hidden rules as well. And the terms, the targets, and the max drawdown is much, much worse than all of the Forex prop firms. So, and it's more expensive. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it takes me a couple of months to pass a challenge because I'm a swing trader.
Mm-hmm.
And the futures prop firms are set up with a monthly fee. So
Mm-hmm.
if it takes me 6 months to pass a challenge, I'm going to be paying a monthly fee every single month.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
with FTMO, it's a one-time payment.
Okay. You said it, yeah, as a swing trader. So swing trader, how long your trades runs anyway? Means like you keep it open for 3 days, 4 days, or even more than a week?
Mhm.
Is it possible?
So just before that, I forgot to mention something. So I know a lot of people think the futures prop firms are safer than Forex prop firms,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same thing. So
Mm-hmm.
they make money from the challenge fees. The winning traders get paid out from the challenge fees. It's all the same business model. Only difference is that futures prop firms are legal in the United States, while
Yes.
Forex prop firms are not. It's
Yeah.
not that futures prop firms are safer. It's all the same business model.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as how long I hold trades, usually it's gonna be on average, I would say 12 hours to 1 day.
Okay. Maximum 1 day.
No, maximum is gonna be longer, but on
Mm-hmm.
average, I would say it's gonna be around maybe 1 day of holding the
Okay.
trade. I
Okay.
have
Okay.
I have held trades for a couple of days, maybe
Mm-hmm.
even like 3 to 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
But no more than a week. I
So I
don't
think
usually holding it no more than
so
a week.
your trades are not going after Friday. Weekend holding is rarely there. Yes.
Weekend holding, it happens sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And how I deal with it is basically for my personal account, I usually leave it running.
Mm-hmm.
But for all of the prop firm accounts, I close it on a Friday.
Okay.
Why? Well, because on Sunday when the market opens, you get higher spreads, volatility. Basically, you can very easily get stopped out. So that's why I close it on the prop firm accounts. But for my personal, I usually leave it running unless there is like a war,
Mm-hmm.
if a war just started, then
Yeah.
the market is going to open with a huge gap.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be holding over the weekend.
Okay. Yeah. True. True. Yeah. Good, good, Marco. It was really nice talking to you. I think it was a good conversation. I think many traders will learn from your experience, even on losing trades or winning trades. I think the people can reach out to you. Your channel name is Marco Trading Journey. I'm right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So okay, before we leaving apart, I would like to have a last trading advice. Means like number one advice for you to the traders, new traders. What will
Mm-hmm.
be your number one advice?
So never quit. Persistence. I think persistence is the key to becoming successful at any sort of endeavor, right? You never quit. You'll keep, let's say, fixing your mistakes, working on yourself, seeing what you did wrong, and eventually you will find success. No matter how much time it takes you, it may take you 2 years, may take you 10 years. But eventually, if you persist, if you never quit, you're gonna be able to make some nice profits in the currency market.
Yeah, I think it's truly said and correct, and it reminds me of one of the quotes from George Washington. He said it, if you stick to a barber shop, sooner or later you will get a haircut. It means if you stay there for long enough, sooner or later you will get a haircut.
Exactly.
Good. Thank you, Marco. Thank you for sharing your insight. Yeah, it was a nice talking to you, and maybe catch you soon. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and catch you soon. Yep.